Hello everybody on YouTube, this is Super Nintendo and welcome to another episode of First Impressions. It's been a real long time since I've done one of these. I think it's been like 2 or 3 years, give or take. Yeah, the basic reason why I stopped this series is just because I wasn't having a whole lot of fun doing it. So it's going to be a real rarity doing these moving forward, but some of you may be aware, and some of you may not, that I hated Dragon Ball Super. I hated it with a burning fucking passion. But, I will have so much more time to talk about Super in upcoming videos, whenever I get around to doing those. So, after Dragon Ball Super came out, it actually kind of drove me to being very analytical, being very, very pessimistic on a lot of things. So, I didn't expect us to get something like Dragon Ball Daima. Dragon Ball Daima is the last piece of Dragon Ball media that the series creator Akira Toriyama worked on before his unfortunate passing this year. And despite my viewpoints on a lot of his more recent work, Toriyama is the one who gave us Dragon Ball as a whole. And regardless of my feelings on Super, I was always going to give Daima a chance. Because just because Super was bad doesn't mean that Daima necessarily would be bad. And as we got more information on Daima, the more excited I became. But I was still very cautiously optimistic, because there's always a chance that this could have turned out like Super. So, how did it turn out? Well, that's what this video is about. I really like Daima. The first 3 episodes are pretty rock solid for the most part. There's only a couple of very minor things to complain about. But first, I should probably give a little bit of a plot synopsis for those of you who haven't seen Daima, and to kind of give my thoughts. Episode 1 is largely a recap of the Majin Buu arc, and Dragon Ball as a whole, really. Once we get to the actual meat of the episode, we meet a little demon clown guy named, like, Goma or something. And he has a Supreme Kai lackey guy, whose name I'm forgetting, and a Supreme Kai chick who kind of looks like a mixture between, like, was it Margarine or something from Fairy Tail and Whis. And a little bit of Toa is in there too, which is whatever. They devise a plan to go to Earth and use the Earth Dragon Balls to turn Goku and company into kids, because they're too fucking strong. They killed Majin Buu, someone they thought to be unbeatable. And so they do that. With Goku and company, though, it is Trunks' 9th birthday, so this takes place about 6 months or so after the Buu saga. I would say about 6 months, give or take, because the Dragon Balls are still stone when Goma go there. And here's where we get one of my only complaints of the episode. The Goku mentions something along the lines of, like, Saiyans stay small until they're about 15 years old, then they have, like, a massive growth spurt or something. This is not true at all. This is not true. Goku in the original Dragon Ball grew steadily over the course of the series, and we even see Gohan over the course of Dragon Ball Z grow from a 4-year-old little boy to I believe he is officially 16 by the time of the Buu Saga. We see him progressively grow over the course of that time. They do not have a fucking growth spurt. But here's the thing about the growth spurt thing, is that even if you wanted to say that it's true, the only reason that this bit of information is ever brought up in the series, because this information was first brought up in Dragon Ball Super Superhero, and this information only exists to justify why Goten and Trunks didn't age all throughout Super. But here's the thing. Even if you wanted to apply it specifically to them, that doesn't explain why the non-Saiyan characters stay small. It doesn't explain why they don't age. Pilaf, Mai, and Shu, and Krillin's daughter Marin, all of them, they stay small until Goten and Trunks have their fucking growth spurt. So no, this is not a fucking thing. It does not make any sense. It is so fucking stupid. But. The rest of the episode is pretty rock solid. I will say, though, it is rather strange that the Supreme Kais apparently come from the Demon Realm. And it's also explained that the Namekians also come from the Demon Realm as well. With the Namekians, I can sort of buy it. The thing with the Namekians is their origin has been pulled around so much in this fucking franchise that I just don't care anymore. Because first, when they were introduced, they were demons. Piccolo Daima, his children, Drum, Tambourine, and whatever, they were seen as demons. Then it turns out that they are actually not demons, they are the evil spawn of God. Because Kami is God. Then it turns out that Kami and Piccolo are not demons and gods at all, they are aliens. Okay? Then Dragon Ball Super comes around and basically says that they're actually gods again. Okay. Apparently they're like aliens and gods or something. No. Now we get to Daima, and it turns out they're from the demon realm, so they're demons. But if we want to connect this to Super or anything else, it's like they're demons. They're from the demon realm, so they eventually migrated to Universe 7, which makes them aliens, I guess. And then they somehow develop godly powers, and they can sense God energy. It was just, like I said, I'm at a point where I just don't care anymore about the Namekians. The Supreme Kai, though, I can't really say that about, because we know that they are gods. We've known that they are gods since Dragon Ball Z. Maybe lesser gods than something like the God of Destruction, but they're still gods nonetheless. Why are they from the demon realm? It doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense. Like, in episode 2, we even see, like, Shin apparently had, like, a spaceship that brought him to, whatever. It's like, okay, how the fuck do you go from the demon realm to becoming a god that watches over the entire living universe? And stuff like that. How does the spaceship get to the outside of Universe 7 to the sacred realm of the Kais? Does this mean that all of the Kais are from the demon realm too? Like, is King Kai from the demon realm? He's King Yama from the demon realm. I mean, he kind of looks like a demon. Like Kami in Dragon Ball Z, he makes a comment saying that like he has like the devil's own ears, like appropriate, huh? Or whatever is like. I don't fucking know. But yeah, episode 1 basically ends with Goma getting a elderly Namekian who came from the demon realm to use some magical bullshit to summon the Dragon Balls, even though they're still stone, and re-energize them. Which that in and of itself, and re-energizing them, that's not a problem. We saw Kami do that in the original Dragon Ball. So that in and of itself isn't really much of an issue. Goma makes a wish on Shenron to turn Goku and company into kids, specifically first graders. So they're about 6 years old. And the ones who are already kids, they're turned into babies. Yep, the first episode ends off with them being turned into kids. Episode 2 is largely a continuation of the idea that they've been turned into kids. They're trying to figure out what to do and what happened. So Goku and company, they go up to the lookout, and they see Mr. Popo, who is for some reason without his turban, and we see that he has like little horns. Which, the little horns are kind of cute. I like that, but, I don't know, it's weird seeing him after all this time without his turban. Mr. Popo gives us information on a lot of the Demon Realm stuff, that apparently, if you have pointy ears, you are most likely from the Demon Realm. Not everyone who has pointy ears is from the Demon Realm, but most are. So this creates a lot of questions. A very lot. So, like I said, is King Yama from the Demon Realm? He has pointy ears. What about Pilaf? Pilaf is like this little blue gremlin monkey thing that has pointy ears. They're not like stretched out like most of the other characters with pointy ears, but they do stretch up. So, like, having pointy ears is apparently, like, the telltale sign of being from the Demon Realm. And, I guess, whatever. So, Mr. Popo tells them about all this stuff. And, who took Dende, who is now a baby, which... He's acting like a literal baby, which you'd think would make sense, but we've seen, like, one, Dende shouldn't be a child anymore. We saw that he is, like, much taller than Popo in the Buu Saga. I don't know why modern Dragon Ball keeps shrinking him down to the same size that he was when he first showed up in the Namek Saga. But whatever. But also, I question whether or not the baby thing even makes sense, because Piccolo, right after being hatched from his egg, he was able to walk around, kill people, like, form sentences and whatever. So, like, I question whether or not that makes sense, but whatever. And then we see Goku. He's training. He's struggling to fly around. He is having trouble judging distance because he's so used to his adult body that going back to a child body, he's not used to his smaller limbs. And because he's smaller, he also like has a lot less weight. Excuse me again. I'm kind of dealing with some allergy things, so that's why I'm cutting every so often. But, yeah, he's having trouble judging distance, his weight, or whatever. And he's definitely weaker in his child body. Um, the the whole point of Goma turning them into kids is that he saw that they were too fucking strong because they managed to beat Majin Buu, who they thought was unbeatable. So they made a wish on Shenron to turn them into kids because this would make them weaker. So Goku in his child body is weaker. He's having trouble judging distance. He is having trouble balancing himself. So to help mitigate this problem, Goku goes looking for his power pole. At first, he goes to Korin, and because like in the original Dragon Ball, he jammed his power pole in the top of the tower to reach up to the lookout. But Korin gave it to Master Roshi because nobody uses the power pole to get up there anymore, so there's no point. So Master Roshi decided to use it as a clothesline. And I have to say, Master Roshi, when he's younger like this and without his beard and whatnot, he looks like a child version of Saitama from One Punch Man. Does anybody else see that? I don't know why. The image of that just is kind of funny. So, Goku, now armed with his new power pole, is ready for action. And then we get a meeting from a new character from the Demon Realm who was shown briefly in episode 1, but now makes his official speaking debut. His name is Glorio. But he looks like Mira from Dragon Ball Xenoverse. A very interesting choice to make him look like Mira. Glorio offers to help them get to the Demon Realm and defeat the new Demon King, who is Goma, because now that Deborah was killed, the spot of Demon King is now open, and he was Deborah's second in command, I guess. He was his Starscream. So now, with the death of his master, he has now taken the Demon Realm throne. So, Glorio goes to the Demon Realm with Goku and Supreme Kai in hand. And Supreme Kai, like, he has a spaceship, so, like, Bulma is trying to fix that up, so eventually Kibito and Vegeta are supposed to go. Hopefully Gohan shows up too with them, but... Yeah, that's something really weird, is that throughout the first 2 episodes, when we're on Earth, Gohan is never seen. It's just said that, like, he is, like, neck deep in his studies or whatever, so it's like, I don't know, it's really weird. But I wanted to see Videl. Videl is best girl. She was, like, the one character who wasn't ruined by Super. Come on. But yeah, speaking of Super, something that is very interesting about Daima to me, it doesn't seem to connect to Super. It seems to be its own thing, which I very much love, because Super does not work at all with the Dragon Ball continuity, so I'm very glad that Daima has decided to just say, fuck it, we're not connecting it to Super. This is just going to be its own fun thing. Episode 3 has Goku, Supreme Kai, and I'm just gonna call Supreme Kai Shin, because 1, that's his name, and 2, it's simpler than just calling him Supreme Kai every time. So Goku, Shin, and Glorio go to the Demon Realm with using a new thing that was called Warp Sama, who we saw in episode 1. Basically, he acts like some kind of gatekeeper, I guess, to the Demon Realm, and presumably to all the other dimensions too, because when Goma is going to Universe 7, he has the option of going to any of the 12 universes. So, I guess that makes sense there. When they get to the demon realm, we see that the air there is very heavy. It's almost as if, like, Goku is constantly wading through water. So, like, his punches are so much slower. We see a little bit of, like, some bandits who try, like, shooting bow and arrows at them. And the arrows move very slowly through the air. So, this creates another handicap for Goku. And, I kind of wish it offered more of a handicap, as I'll get into later on, but Goku and Glorio defeat the bandits. They go to a town to rest up, and Goku's hungry, so they go to a bar, like, across the street, and a couple of bandits there are, like, pissed off because Goku has round ears and he's not from the demon realm, so they try to pick on him. But Goku, pretty effortlessly manages to defeat them while eating his burgers, which is great. And the episode ends with them getting their spaceship stolen by the bandits that Goku got kicked their asses with. So that's the first 3 episodes. I'll probably talk about my overall thoughts in a little bit, but I should talk about the animation, because the animation for the series is really fucking good. The one thing I'm not really all that keen on is the shininess of the hair. I feel like that's unnecessary, but whatever, it doesn't look bad. I love the color choices and the animation for this series. Like, it looks really fucking good. One thing that I'm gonna be comparing Daima and Super a lot. One thing that, like, really held Super back was the fact that it was super fucking rushed. Super was put into production only like 2 or 3 months after Resurrection F, so it was rushed to all hell. So the animation was really fucking bad in Super. Even when it was decent, it still looked terrible. It frequently had characters doing shit that they shouldn't be able to do. Like, one of my go-to examples for this, with, like, one of the better animated moments, is in the Tournament of Power, where Goku is, like, pinned down. He's, like, hunched over. His arms are hanging at his sides. And Jiren is throwing punches, which are somehow connecting, which are, like, they're both, like, throwing punches at each other, and they're, like, 10 football fields away from each other. And in the English version, they fixed this by saying that it was shockwaves. In the Japanese version, though, they say that their punches, they don't say anything about shockwaves. They say that their punches are somehow connecting. And I'm just like, they're 10 football fields away from each other. Since when did Goku eat the gum fruit? It's like, Goku does not have stretchy limbs. Like, no matter how fucking powerful you make him, he does not have stretchy limbs. He is not Dhalsim from Street Fighter. So the fact that they are 10 football fields away from each other and their punches are actually connecting is asinine. There's no way that that shit is actually connecting. It's so stupid. But this series is a lot better. They have a lot more, they put a lot more time, money, and effort into this series, and it shows. It looks gorgeous. Even, like, the CGI doesn't look that out of place. Like, Warp Sama is actually, like, a CGI character, and it doesn't look that out of place. Like, it's clearly CGI, but he also, like, looks like he's integrated enough that he doesn't stand out. So, that's something. The music, I'm torn on. Because, like, the background music of the actual episodes is great. The opening, it sounds good when they get to the chorus. The beginning part of it, though, it sounds very, odd. It sounds very, how do I put this? It feels like, sleepy synth. Like, it feels like you get like synthetic, like synth music, but the synth is falling asleep. Like in the very beginning. Like when the music kicks up, like it sounds really good. But that beginning section always just sounds like the whoever's operating like the synth thing it just fell asleep. I don't even know if that's actually synth. Like I'm not a music expert, but like it just doesn't. I don't know. It sounds like someone fell asleep. So I guess I can talk about my overall thoughts of Daima. It's good. It's a lot better than I was expecting it to be. Most of my problems with Daima so far have been just nitpicks. They're small little issues that, to be fair, they bug me a lot more than I guarantee they bug a lot of other people. But you also got to keep in mind, I've been watching this franchise for almost like 30 years now. I've been watching this series since I was a very young lad. So I know this series inside and out. So when I see stuff like the sane growth spurt thing, I'm like, oh, this is wrong. This is whatever. It bugs me a lot more than it bugs other people, but ultimately is a nitpick because it doesn't factor in to anything at all. And like, also, Trunks is fucking 9. He is 9 years old here. Like, he's not that much shorter than Gohan was at that age. So, like, I don't know why they felt the need to throw that in, but, like, ultimately it's a nitpick. Like, I feel like ultimately, like, it's a really good show so far. And, for the first time in a long time, I'm actually excited for something Dragon Ball related. And that's something to celebrate. That is something to celebrate because, like, Dragon Ball has been bad for so many years now. Dragon Ball Super was terrible. Resurrection F was bad. Battle of Gods was okay. It had some issues, but it was okay. Dragon Ball Minus was terrible. Like, this franchise has been bad for so many years. Not nearly as long as Sonic has, but it's been bad for so many years. And especially after Super at points drove me to straight up depression. It made me hate this franchise. That everything I looked at, even if I was trying to watch something that I enjoyed, like the Saiyan Saga, it just depressed me because all I could look at was like I'm looking at Goku fighting Vegeta or whatever, like this great fight in the Saiyan Saga, and then all I could think about is how both characters get ruined by Super. Like, it was depressing. It actually drove me to full-on depression, like a depression that lasts like 6 months. There was a time where I couldn't even look at anything Dragon Ball related without getting depressed. I packaged up every Dragon Ball thing I owned and stuck it in the closet somewhere that I would never see it again. And like it stayed there. They stayed there for like a good 6 months. It lasted a really long time. And if you know anything about me, Dragon Ball is something that I talk about all the time. Like, it got to a point where I respectfully asked all of my friends to not mention anything Dragon Ball related to me. Like, I refuse to draw Dragon Ball. I refuse to watch it, listen to it. I asked my friends not to talk about it to me. I packaged everything Dragon Ball related and stuck it in the closet. Like, it was a big fucking deal. And to now have something Dragon Ball related that is not just good, but it excites me. It excites me to watch it. I feel good. I feel good watching it. I don't feel like, okay, let's see how they ruin my favorite characters today. No, I feel positive. And that's something to celebrate. That is something to celebrate. And I really, really hope that Daima keeps up this momentum. That this is actually a great fucking series. I really hope it is. And to continue on this positive note, for each subsequent episode going forward of Daima, I'm going to be doing a vlog series. Kind of talking about my thoughts about each episode as they come out. And I hope you guys are as excited about that as I am, because like this series, it has surprised me in so many ways. Like even down to the characterization. Like the characterization of Goku and Vegeta especially. Goku is not this absent-minded, brain-dead idiot that he is in Super. He actually feels like Goku. He feels like someone who has, like, decades worth of experience fighting. He's still that happy-go-lucky guy, but he's not a brain-dead retard, you know? Like, and Vegeta also seems like he's mellowed out. He seems like how he is after the "You are number one Goku" speech in the fight with Kid Buu. Like he doesn't seem to treat Goku like he's this constant annoyance. He doesn't seem to have this like I will surpass you Kakarot bullshit anymore. Like they still fight. They enjoy fighting each other. They're both able to push each other to the limit. Like that's fine. But it seems like Vegeta has actually mellowed out a bit, and I'm happy about that. Now, will they continue with this characterization of the characters moving forward? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they will cycle back to their characterization from Super at some point, but for the time being, I'm happy, I'm optimistic, and that is something to celebrate. So, I think that is about it. What'd you guys think of Daima? Are you as excited about the future episodes as I am? Do you think that Daima has so far been doing a lot better than Super? And like give me your thoughts down below. And sorry if my voice wasn't the best in this episode. Like I said, I'm dealing with some allergy things, and yeah, so my voice isn't that good right now. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.
一緒に
Sit on your shaking square window!